friendship with oneself is all important because, without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. I believe anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do, provided he keeps doing them until he gets a record of successful experience behind him. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Do not stop thinking of life as an adventure. You have no security unless you can live bravely, excitingly, imaginatively, unless you can choose a challenge instead of competence. Your ambition should be to get as much life out of living as you possibly can, as much enjoyment, as much interest, as much experience, as much understanding. Not simply be what is generally called a success. Every time you meet a situation you think at the time it is an impossibility and you go through the tortures of the damned, once you have met it and lived through it, you find that forever after you are freer than you were before. When you have decided what you believe, what you feel must be done, have the courage to stand alone and be counted. Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you'll ever be again. It seems to me of great importance to teach children respect for life. Enjoy every minute you have with those you love, my dear, for no one can take joy that is passed away from you. It will be there in your heart to live on when the dark days come. A stumbling block to the pessimist is a stepping stone to the optimist. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life, and be without flavor. My experience has been that work is almost the best way to pull oneself out of the depths. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry his own weight, this is a frightening prospect. The only things one can admire at length are those one admires without knowing why. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. I think that somehow, we learn who we really are and then live with that decision. Justice cannot be for one side alone, but must be for both. One thing life has taught me, if you are interested, you never have to look for new interests. They come to you. When you are genuinely interested in one thing, it will always lead to something else. Nothing has ever been achieved by the person who says, "It can't be done." You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life, and what you've become yourself. Life was meant to be lived, and curiosity must be kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude.